This is KUGAN CASSIUS Rivalry TV in association with Mackinson in Marbella at the Manchester Arena here, part 2 of the Frampton-Quig press tour. With me I've got Eddie Hearn. Frampton said he would basically knock you out in 30 seconds.
Probably would. I don't proclaim to be a great fighter. Good promoter though, making him a nice few quid.
Why are you trying to wind him up?
I'm not really, it's just...
You just said in the press conference...
Well, he says that he doesn't like me. And he seems quite... When I talk to him, like in his eyes, there's real sort of disruption and hatred there. So that I just play on that. It's only a bit of fun. Like, as a man, as a family man, as a fighter, well, you can't not respect Carl Frampton. But for some reason, I really get under his skin. So obviously, I'm gonna play on that, aren't I?
He said when he came here for Khan versus McCloskey, he was behind the curtain somewhere. That's where
In the top two. I'm not even sure we were really promoting him a great deal at the time. But yeah, I'm giving you what you want. Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean?
I'm playing a game. But they take it personally, and I just think it's funny. But no, I don't really have any emotions towards Carl, Barry or Shane. It's a great fight, but this is interesting, entertaining. This is what I live for. I don't live for going to a press conference and no one really says anything, or there's no, your pulse doesn't move.
Well, you just had banter there.
No, Banter. Banter juice. Archbishop of Banterbury.
What, you said that in the press conference?
Well,
you dropped that
Banter juice seems to be virtually trending.
Oh, shut up.
Well, everyone's saying it. Carl brought it up, didn't he? He said, just make sure you bring your Banter juice to Belfast. I said, don't worry, I'll be the Archbishop of Banterbury. Rascal lines coming out. But I enjoyed that, and life's about enjoying yourself, and if you can enjoy your job, that's even better, and I'm really, really enjoying this, and I can't wait for Belfast tomorrow.
I know.
So we're going to get booed, we're going to get heckled, we're going to get stick, but it's going to be great.
It's just me and you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is too much being made of sparring partners, previous opponents?
It's all going to be debated, isn't it? We've got 102 days to go till the fight, and this feels like fight week, like especially from their camp. I mean, you see this kind of anger and the possibility of snapping normally with 3 or 4 days to go to a fight. So we've got 104. So everybody, fans, media, is going to dissect every bit of information they can about a fight of this magnitude. So, whether it's someone's been knocked out in sparring, whether it's he fought him and he stopped him in 2 rounds, he stopped him in 9 rounds, but he wasn't quite his best when that's going to be debated, and that's part of the story of the fight. So, I think it's no different to any major fight.
Carl said he's never been knocked out in sparring. That's what he said. That's what he was. Obviously, the hinting at yesterday's press conference was aimed at, apparently.
No one
at
said about him being knocked out in sparring. I don't know why he seems to try and justify that he hasn't been knocked out in sparring.
He just said.
Listen, sparring, isn't it? And everybody has sparring stories, but the ones that have been confirmed by about 8 people are generally the ones that are true. But it's not for me. It's very easy for me to stand up and tell everybody all the stories, but it's kind of like it's not really a job of a promoter. If the fighter and the trainer want to say it, which I'm sure they will at some point, there's a lot of stories. But again, it could be, who knows? Who knows?
Do you know what? It's like Quig Frampton. It's like Shane McGuigan versus Gallagher. And it's like Hearn versus McGuigan.
No, but it's not really. I'm actually getting on quite well with Barry.
Actually, Barry and you.
The banter juice between me and Barry hasn't really been flowing. It's more Carl. Carl's gone for me. But actually, when we was, it was quite funny. I don't know if you picked this up or not. So Carl and Scott did a head-to-head, but then me and Joe came in, and Shane and Barry came in, and then Barry McGuigan went, "Getting a bit of a belly on you there, Joe."
Yeah,
oh man, I thought that's a bit harsh. And then they all said, "Oh, wait till Belfast tomorrow," blah blah blah. And then Scott said, "Oh, it'll be the Barry McGuigan show." And they said, "Well, it was the Joe Gallagher show today." And then Shane looked at me and said, "Yeah, it won't be the Eddie Hearn show in Belfast." I was like, "All right, Shane." I thought it was just me and Carl, but no, Barry. I think
holding it back from him, maybe saving it for Belfast.
I think Barry's experienced as well, and I think he's just trying to,
Yeah.
trying to keep it all. We've got a long way to go.
102 days.
Apparently, or 3.
103 days. Well, it's on to Belfast tomorrow then. I mean, it was another entertaining press conference.
It was good. Yeah, decent
good.
turnout. I think we had 350 people there. Obviously, it's a massive arena. But I think events like this.
Hold on. Sorry, card cut out. You
Yeah, it
were
was
saying
good.
events like
we had,
this.
I don't know, 300 odd people in today. Obviously, it's a massive arena. But I think events like this are important for boxing because, people here they're still in now. A couple of hundred people just trying to interact with Scott and Carl, and it's just good for boxing. So it was a fun event, and I think everyone enjoyed it.
I heard Frampton call you smug earlier, and when I look at your face sometimes, I can see this little, I don't know about smug, but it's like happy, like, oh, you're like kid at a sweet shop sort of thing.
He said you love yourself. He said you love yourself.
Yeah.
I said I probably do love myself. I don't love myself as much as I used to because I'm getting a bit fat and the barnet's going a little bit. I've got grey hairs coming up around the sides, and now I've got kids and all that matters to me really is my family. So when you're 26, 27, and all who cares to you about is earning a few quid and going out with your mates, I was probably more of a knob then than I am now. But I would think if I was an outsider looking in, I would call myself smug. Yeah, I think I would think he's a smug bastard, that Eddie Hearn, excuse my language.
Are you playing games here? Is this like a bit of a show you're putting on? Because
this is everything that I've been around growing up, everything that I've watched. This is how it should be. Do you know what I mean? This is what makes boxing big. Is the competition, the fun element, and the desire to win. And I'm desperate for Scott Quigg to win this fight. Desperate. And I will be devastated if he doesn't. And the people will laugh at me, take the mickey out of me, but that's all right, it's all on the line. That's what makes it so exciting. Same with when Carl Froch boxed George Groves at Wembley, everything was on the line. Not just a big part of my sort of business, if you like, but also, for me, my it sounds a bit cheesy, but my soul was on the line. I was so desperate for him to win that fight, and I'm desperate for Scott to win this fight, and that's how I want to feel. My old man said to me once, if you can get 1% of the adrenaline that the fighter gets when you walk into the ring with them, you'll be a very happy man. I feel like I get 70 or 80%. Like when you can feel your heart beating in your chest. You only get that at certain fights, and this is one of them. And I love it, and that's what I live for. I live for fights like this. I live for press conferences like this. I live for adrenaline, for competition, for edges. And yeah, I could imagine, I'm not trying to portray that I'm necessarily the most likeable bloke in the world. I think if you meet me, you'll find me okay. But is it a game? Yeah, I suppose there's an element of it being a game. There's an element of it being me. I love it. I love it.
That's a fair assessment.
Makes me feel alive.
Oh, I forgot as well. Saw the press release today about Anthony Joshua signing a new 3-year exclusive deal. Good times?
Yeah, great news for our business. Great news for Sky. Great news for Anthony Joshua. We have a great relationship, and I think we've done a very good job, and he's done an exceptional job. It's a great partnership. 3 more years, a period which I believe he'll become unified heavyweight champion of the world. Exclusive promoters of Anthony Joshua. Big news. There's always, he'll do this and he'll go there and he'll go there. He's happy where he is. He's signed, and I will be working tirelessly for the next 3 years to deliver what he deserves.
All right, Eddie, thank you very much for the Trifle TV.
Cheers, mate.
We'll catch up with you tomorrow.